Welcome to this week's Bible Topics discussion. We're happy you joined us for this episode where we discuss it's not about your words but your actions.
In Matthew chapter 21, verses 28 through 31, we read about the parable of the two sons. Jesus is talking to a crowd of people and tells it this way. What do you think? There was a man who had two sons. He went to the first and said, Son, go and work today in the vineyard. I will not, he answered. But later he changed his mind and went. Then the father went to the other son and said the same thing. He answered, I will, sir. But he did not go. Which of the two did what his father wanted? The first, they answered.
What was important here? What the sons said or what they did. The first one told his father he wouldn't go and work in the vineyard like he wanted him to do. But then he thought better of it and went there to work. The second son promised him he would go work, but then he didn't. What mattered here was the son's actions, not their words. We can say lots of things and make lots of promises to people, and our words are important. But if we make promises and don't keep them, our words don't even mean much. The sons could both say all day that they would go work, but if they didn't, then no work was done, and the vineyard would suffer.
And they've proven something about themselves. Their words don't mean much, and they can't be trusted. Here's another story. It comes from 1 Samuel chapter 15. The Amalekites had mistreated the Israelites, and God was angry and told Samuel to instruct King Saul to attack them and totally destroy them. As it says in verse 3, Now go attack the Amalekites and totally destroy all that belongs to them. Do not spare them. Put to death men and women, children and infants, cattle and sheep, camels and donkeys. In other words, he was to totally wipe out the Amalekites and their belongings, including all their livestock.
Yes. Verses 8 and 9 of 1 Samuel chapter 15 say this. He took Agag, king of the Amalekites, alive, and all his people he totally destroyed with the sword. But Saul and the army spared Agag, and the best of the sheep and cattle, the fat calves and lambs, everything that was good. These they were unwilling to destroy completely, but everything that was despised and weak they totally destroyed.
In verses 13 through 15, the story continues. When Samuel reached him, Saul said, The Lord bless you. I have carried out the Lord's instructions. But Samuel said, What then is this bleating of sheep in my ears? What is this lowing of cattle that I hear? Saul answered, The soldiers brought them from the Amalekites. They spared the best of the sheep and cattle to sacrifice to the Lord your God, but we totally destroyed the rest.
King Saul probably thought he was doing the right thing, but God had said, totally destroy the Amalekites and their belongings, but he didn't do it. He said he did, but he didn't. The story ends with Samuel going and killing King Agag himself. Samuel sums up the attitude we should always have toward God in 1 Samuel chapter 15, verses 22 and 23. This is what it says. But Samuel replied, Does the Lord delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices as much as in obeying the Lord? To obey is better than sacrifice, and to heed is better than the fat of the rams. For rebellion is like the sin of divination, and arrogance like the evil of idolatry. Because you have rejected the word of the Lord, he has rejected you as king. Saul's actions spoke louder than his words.
Yes, they did. Well, that's it for this week. Please like, comment, and share, and let us know if you have questions or suggestions for future Bible topics discussion videos. We'd love to know what you think. We hope this week our actions will speak louder than our words, and the actions honor God. See you next week.
Be blessed.